Hello everyone, welcome to the C# programmer Zambia, and in this video we're going to be looking at how we can use if statements with logical operators. So before we begin, just make sure you subscribe and hit the notification icon to get instant notifications on my uploads. So let's dive right into it. So in order for us to demonstrate how to use an if a switch statement using conditional or logical operators, we're simply going to review this question here. Okay, so this is a question that you maybe have maybe in the future, or maybe you've already had it in an assignment or something. So the question says create a program that displays the amount of money a company owes for a seminar. The fee per person is based on the number of people the company registers, as shown below. So right here, if the user enters 0, an appropriate error message should be displayed. Okay, so the number of registers, if there are 1 to 4 people that attended the seminar per that company, it means that the amount should be 100 kwacha for one person. Okay, 5 to 10, it should be 80. 11 or more, 60 kwacha. So after doing that, we have to make sure that we've understood our question. So just try to maybe pause the video and think of a way that you can use in order for you to sort out this problem, and then yeah, we can go right into our solution. So first of all, we need variables. Okay, we need to identify the variables that we're going to use in our program. So we've identified 3 variables. So the first variable should be the amount when the number of people is 1 to 4, the second one 5 to 10, and third one 11 or more. So let's dive right into writing our program. So we simply say int amount 1 to 4 is equal to 100. Okay, so that's how we're going to name our variables to make it easier for us to remember what the variable simply is doing. So int amount 5 to 10 will be equal to 80, and int amount 11 or more, so for more just use an m, is equal to 60. Okay, then from there we'll also have some variables like the number of people and the total amount. So a total amount is simply going to be equal to the number of people entered by the number of people entered by which range of people. Okay, the amount representing which range of people. So for example, if 20 people attended the seminar, it means that the amount that's going to be, the total amount is going to be 20 by 60, because 20 is more than 11. Okay, so we simply say total amount. So let's just finish that. Total amount. Okay, so for these variables we are declaring and assigning. Okay, so we can't write them in the same line here, but for this one, for these two, we're not assigning them right away. We'll use them later on in the program. Then to make our work easier, okay, you as a programmer, you don't have to spend so much time writing unnecessary things, especially when they're going to be repeated. So our sentence is simply going to be the company owes, for example, 800 kwacha for the seminar. Okay, now instead of us saying console write line the company owes blah 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 every time, that's going to be a bit cumbersome. So we're simply going to declare some string variables which are going to represent the first part of the sentence, which is the company owes, and the last part of the sentence, which is for the seminar. So we simply say message 1 is equal to the company owes okay, that's the currency we're using, kwacha. Then string msg2 is equal to for the seminar. So notice that I've left a space here so that there should be a space even when we run our program. Okay, then we can dive right into displaying a message for the user. So displaying a message to communicate the user. You can say with the user or to the user, anything. Then this is going to be console write line. We simply tell the user to enter the number of people. So enter the number of people. Okay. And from there, we prompt the user to enter the number of people. Okay, the number of people. Then number of people was declared, so number of people is simply going to be equal to, so this number of people is this one that we're seeing here. So number of people will be equal to here we're going to convert, because the number of people is an integer, and the console dot read line only retains a string. So we're going to convert from string to the data type for number of people, which is int. And in order for us to do that, we have a general way for converting almost every other data type. So we simply say int. So a data type of number of people is int. So we say int dot parse, that word there. And inside there is where we're going to have console console dot read line, or console dot read line method. Okay, and we do that and terminate there. And now we dive right into our switch statement. So most people have got problems when it comes to switch statements with logical operators. Some people, I'm actually one of those people who previously said you can't use switch statements with logical operators. And that was a lie. So we simply say switch. Okay, so firstly we're checking if the number of people is less than or equal to 0, and if that's true, so case true. Now here notice that we're assuming that actually that's the thing, the switch statement is like of Boolean type. Okay, so we simply say if case true, what should it do? So in case the number of people is less than or equal to 0, it should display a message to the user to say you entered an invalid value, or maybe let's just say invalid value to make our work very much easier. So invalid value. And also what I noticed is that in C# you always have to break your if statement, so you always have to add the break statement there. Then what happens if it's false? So here is the thing now. So if it's false, it should do it should now start calculating. So it should check if the number of people is between 1 and 4. So now how do we exactly do that? Now that's where our logical operators come in. So we say case false. In case it's false, we have another switch statement. So it's like we're having nested switch statements. Okay, so in case that's not true, it should check whether our number of people. So notice how put in my brackets there. So you should check if the number of people is greater than or equal to 1, and so that's our and logical operator. It's like and okay. Then it should also check if the number of people is less than or equal to 4. Okay, so it should check that. And remember that every switch statement should have you know, those curly brackets. Okay, now this fourth statement has to be breaked. Okay, so we simply add our break statement there, and we do that. That's how we're going to get rid of that error. And from there we now say case true inside this switch statement. Case true. So in case that's true, in case the number of people is between, you know, 1 and 4, it means that our total amount is going to be equal to amount 1 to 4. So that's amount 1 to 4 multiplied by the number of people that has been entered. Okay, so you simply do that, and we simply say enter, and now we should display a message to the user to say so remember why we declared this message 1 and message 2. So we'll simply say message 1, which simply says the number of the amount being owed, something like that. What exactly is it saying? The company owes. So the company owes the amount, which is total amount, plus message 2, the second part of the message. All right, so from there, remember that we have to break. Okay, and after breaking, that error is lost. And let's try to run our program just to demonstrate how far we've gone. Oh, okay, there were some errors. What exactly is the error? Type namespace definition or end of file expected. So let's just double click and see where our error is. Okay, that okay, where exactly is our error? So it says line 53. Oh, I think we just had too many curly brackets. So let's start our program. Okay, so enter the number of people. Let's deliberately enter 3. Okay, so we say Control F5 in order for us to run our program. If you're using Visual Studio and you just say F5 or you just say start, the program usually closes. So that's the error that I made as well. So let's try 3. So yeah, the company owes 300 kwacha for the seminar. So I guess you can see that it's already working. So let's finish up our task. We have to make sure when the user enters between 5 and 10, it's calculated using AET, and when the user enters 11 or more, the total amount is calculated by the number of people and 60. So let's just finish up our program. So here we say case false. So in case that's not true, it means that we have another switch statement. So I hope you can see how this is going. So that switch statement is going to okay, let's get rid of this. That switch statement is going to check if the number of people is greater than or equal to 5, and also check if the number of people is less than or equal to 10. Okay, then we have our curly brackets and we say enter, And since this is a case statement, this is the false case, we are going to break it outside there. So we simply say break from there, and we do that. Preferably our break should be down there. Okay, so since this is a switch statement again, we're gonna have case true and case false. So we start with case true. So in case it's true that the number of people is between 5 and 10 or is equal to 5 and 10, we simply say the total amount is going to be calculated by amount 5 to 10 multiplied by the number of people entered. Okay, then from there, remember, we simply say console write line, and we have the first part of the message plus the total amount plus the second part of the message. Okay, so that's how we do it, and we simply break. Okay, so make sure you break. So that's our case true. So we say case false. So remember that every time we have case false, we are going to have another if statement. So in case that's not true, we simply have another switch statement, and we are doing the last part, which is if the number of people is 11 or more. So switch, we simply now check if the number of people is greater than or equal to 11. Okay, so here we won't even be required to use you know, the logical operator and. So we're simply going to say, so this is case false, huh? Oh, okay. So we have our curly brackets there, and from there we simply say switch, let's check if the number of people is greater than 11. So the total amount is going to be equal to amount 11 or more by the number of people entered. Okay, so we can simply do that, and actually this is a switch statement, so we need to have case true here. So in case that's true, okay, the number of people should be that, and we can break. So notice that this is the false case, and it's not breaking anywhere, so we simply break. Okay, so after breaking, we can simply finish up there. So console write line, the first part of the message, and plus the total amount plus the second part of the message, and I'm sure that's going to be at the end of our program after saying break. So we break this statement here, and we also make sure that we use the correct symbol there. So this is exactly how our program will look. Okay, so that's how our program is going to look. Oh, busy admiring the program. Let's run it. Okay, so displays a message to say enter number of people that attended the seminar. So in this case, we're going to enter, let's try multiple values. Let's try to say, okay, let's say 20 people attended. Okay, so 20 by 60, because 60 was the value of kwacha if the number of people exceeded 11. So 60 by 20, that's 1200. And let's try another value. Let's try 6, and I guess we tried the others. So if you have problems in C#, C++, you can drop your comments in the comment section. And also specifically for this video, if you want to ask anything, you can simply comment, and as soon as I see your comment, I'm going to respond, as long as I'm in a position to. But that doesn't actually take so long. I usually reply in minutes, because I'm mostly doing programming and always trying to get better at it. So you give it a shot. Thanks for watching this video, and don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell notification for more videos. Thanks a lot.